Welcome back to Salt and Sacrifice. I'm Arima, and last time we left off, we had just killed the Ice Mage, and we headed back to town. We're going to check with this lady, nothing new here, and we're going to immediately head right back out. I have a pretty good idea of where I'm going today. This is one of, as I said before, I've kind of played a little bit of this game, and this is one of the last areas that I've explored before, before I couldn't really go too much farther. So last time we talked to a talking tree of all things, and we found the rune to give us Bolgaron. I saw the tomb temple of Bolgaron robbed of its last scraps of sanctity by the encroaching tides of chaos. Warped elements pilfer and boast in a desecrated. That's a weird way of saying it. Warped elements pilfer and boast. The elements boast, really. That's a very strange sentence. But we have the desolate plain. I'll go ahead and activate this, and somewhere in here, we're looking for a new metroidvania-style ability. I have not played this since my last video, so I might be a little rusty for a few seconds. But we'll get a hang of it. Can I do anything with that? It's like, no. Break these pots, just in case. Some sort of closed door. I smell the smell of it does not open from this side, coming from that door. I've been playing a lot of Remnant with some of my friends in the background. We almost started recording it, but some of them don't really want the popularity of getting onto YouTube. Plus, I need a little bit of downtime from doing this. What's this? Another approaches. More footprints in the sand. You've come all this way, but you know not why. Words spoken by long dead bind you to meaningless errands. You call yourself an Inquisitor, yet you seek no answer. So you march on Bolgaron, seeking mages. You make fleeting footprints in the sand and call it an accomplishment. This is all your kingdoms amount to in their eyes, Inquisitor. As you progress, your triumphs, they are all but grains of sand. This place once housed the most ardent of the Eleven's followers. Pilgrims traveled the world over to come here, to perpetuate the ancient rites. The words never changed, but the hearts of those speaking them went sour. Yet because the words never changed, the gods were pleased. The gods care not for the vessel, merely the act, the show of faith, genuflection to their very names. You doubt me? Cast your eyes to those cages yon. See how they hang, arranged in the promise of the three. 3 are promised, 2 are taken, 1 is given. For every 3, you sacrifice 1 to the gods. 3 heretics, sacrifice 1. 30 goats, sacrifice 10. 3,000 prisoners of war, 1,000 will burn for the gods' share. Your people have long forgotten this compact, but they have not. To them, there is but one sin, the delinquency of sacrifice. Yeah, that's some pretty some dark stuff there. Got some very old kind of mythology to that. You know, the kind of mythology where the gods just cared about blood. You know. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. That was just a spider. Yep. I'm having a moment of, how do we block again? There we go. Oh, that was a perfect combo until it wasn't. Okay, well, we got it in the end, but we took probably way too much damage to that one spider, and we'll eat a couple strawberries here. Oh, I see you. Oh, I thought I got that perfect, but apparently not. Yeah, what I was saying is the gods here that they're talking about kind of remind me of like I want to say like the old, old Spanish gods, old Mexican gods that all they care about is blood. Or at least that's how the story goes in the end. Some of those old mythologies where, they don't really care who gives the sacrifice. I've always kind of liked the idea of those kinds of old mythologies. Something over here. Some sort of circle of stones. Can't interact with it yet. Probably related. Oh, I have circled back on myself. Interesting. That is one, not a glaring flaw per se, but that is one thing about this game, that it has that Dark Souls root of not having a map, but because of the fact that there's these Metroidvania paths through this thing, not having a map means that a lot of times I will sit here and be like, I don't even know if I've been here. And I'm pretty good at navigation. And it's just, sometimes this game in particular gets me on its navigation. We're going to avoid that ladder for now. I want to check what's over here first. Just a door. Okay, we'll go up the ladder. Our goal today is to, once again, try and get to another mage before our recording timer, as it were, runs out. That thing below us, that kind of looks like a thing, doesn't it? Can I? I can't throw my... Ooh, there's like a sub-path here. I'll turn around and get this guy. But yeah, we want to see if we can find another mage before our timer runs out and possibly make some sort of progress as well. I'm thinking that progress should either be, killing a mage, getting a Metroidvania upgrade, something of the like. This game kind of has a fairly steady pace in the get-go, in the beginning, to progress, but as we get farther in, the chance that I get progress every time is going to get lower and lower. So I kind of want to try and make a lot of progress in the beginning here. That's why I came here immediately instead of going and searching more of Ashbourne Village, because I knew that there was some stuff that I could get right at the beginning of this map in particular. But I also know that there's probably some exploration of Ashbourne Village that I can also be doing. We're going to go ahead and rest and resupply here, because it looks like we're... oh! Hate-Cursed Matriarch. She has a cool sword, sort of like a sword glaive. Oh, that's lightning. Ah, she did it underneath her. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting something more like this that was going to come out outside of her, so, don't really have much of a choice other than rolling through that one. So this is actually, in case you couldn't tell, not a mage. There is actually like normal bosses in this game. And I say normal bosses, mages are bosses as well, sure. But they have kind of like a different purpose in the lore of the world of the game than mages. Meanwhile, these guys seem to almost be like guardians of various areas. I am not doing well against this chick. I just realized that I have like barely damaged her. She has rocked my shit. Oh, come on. We can do this. We can still do this. I believe. Salt piece, antidote, poison bomb. That'll work. Anything we can chuck at her. I actually managed to block lightning just now. To point out that makes me pretty damn impressive. Yeah, we're out of basically every form of healing. Ooh. Go ahead and buff up again. Ah, oh, okay, yep. Fortunately, there is actually a resupply point right here, so we're gonna head right back into this. Okay, maybe not right back into this. We might we might resupply again real quick because those random assholes just kind of did a number on us. It's kind of interesting because they're right on top of the resupply point. They actually didn't respawn with the resupply. I think this salt piece is just, yeah. And I can get my ashes back. It's kind of, you know, has that Dark Souls flair of being able to get your ashes back. Well, I think it's salt, not ashes, sorry. I don't know why I said ashes. Might have been influenced by the fact that I'm, in fact, playing Remnant 2 right now with some of my friends. Come on, don't just die on the ground. Ah! Once she gets you on the ground, it's just like, just trying to get juggled, especially in the heavy armor here. We might have to, at some point, try some different weapons, try out some different styles here. I believe there is a way for me to significantly reroll my build, if not completely. Come on, get some damage in. Avoid that. Now that we know we can block lightning, changes things up a little bit here. Oh, come on. Farther away from her. Get the heals off. Accidentally dodged that in a kind of impressive way. Whew. Ah, it like juggled me back and knocked my shield aside. Jeez. Go ahead and toss some tomahawks in her face. Glad I got that counter off, but ended up not meaning too much in the end. More tomahawks. Trapped in a corner here. Yeah, it wasn't good for us. Buff, keep going. Come on, we got this. Some really good perfect parry there. Would have been pretty costly if we hadn't gotten it. Take advantage of her mobility against her. Use it to get on either side of her. Oh, no, 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 come on. So close. Oh, that was a wrong choice, lady. That was the wrong choice. If she had chosen almost any other move, there's a good chance she might have been able to destroy me. But no, she chose that one. We'll go back here and rest up real quick, because that was rough. That was really rough. But we are going to keep going. She gave me something. What was that? I think it goes here. Oh, yeah. So there is these, kind of a weird thing to include, to be honest, but, the relics that go in this slot, drop from certain things. Oh, we have more of them. I actually didn't notice that these were that we were getting these. But, they're called artifacts. And there's, offensive, defensive, and then a utility slot. And these artifacts actually have completely randomized stats. It seems like the first statistic on them, so like maximum health, seems to be generally the same thing, but everything else seems to be completely randomized. So they have like a Diablo style randomized loot to them. And the interesting thing is you can upgrade them, but whenever you upgrade them, it re-randomizes the stats. So it's kind of hard to predict what you're going to get. I didn't invest much into the system last time, so we might take a harder look at it later. Got a nice shortcut here. We might take a harder look at it later, but I don't know too much about it. I wonder if I can make that jump. Ooh, not even close. Okay. I was trying to use my sword swing there to see if I could do some Devil May Cry style artificial height increases. Yeah, see, there's these things, these pulleys that you just know just by the look of them that they are some sort of upgrade, some sort of metroidvania-style movement upgrade. Moltea ore, that's new. I wonder if that gives us something whenever we take it back to our herbology lady. We also just got twin frostpires, which are an upgrade item, but not necessarily the upgrade item that we need. Not sure yet. I literally didn't even have any clue that that lady was there. Seriously? You gonna play this game? I mean, look at that face. Who would love a face like that? So we have a jumping puzzle that I accidentally included myself in. I tried to grab that item, but it literally bodied me off the ledge. Okay. That's interesting. This kind of reminds me of, I guess there's more of them, but this room kind of reminds me of the temple rooms that were the checkpoints in Salt and Sanctuary, the previous game, which kind of like the difference between Dark Souls and Elden Ring is not actually related. Oh, I think this is what we're looking for. Magnuson supply. Yeah, so they're not really related. They're made by the same people, so there's a lot of similar ideas between the two, and they kind of have the same control scheme, but they're not in the same universe. Yes, we can activate these now. Yeah, so we kind of just take the little supply of those things and shove them into the slot there, and now we have the ability to move around this map and some other maps. As we saw before, we found one of these things in the first map, actually. I'm going to talk to this guy first, because that is a mage hunt, I think. Greetings, Inquisitor. Careful around that rift. It's a Terran reality wrought by the rise of magic. It may look like it'll just lift you into the air, but don't be fooled, although I've heard of a particular sort of cloth that can catch such a rift. Okay, he's just repeating the same thing. I appreciate that, because if I had not spotted one of those earlier, and I just jumped into it, one might have, you know, accidentally jumped off a cliff. Named Mage Hunt. Devour R. Cyrus. The Howling Wind. Let's see if we can hunt this guy down. Can I go back down this? I can. Good. Although it looks like he might be... Ooh, can I? No, I cannot. I was hoping I re-grab that supply back there. Oh, that guy just... bearded fairy flying things? I also just noticed that the game gave us our like flasks and stuff like that back by. Oh jeez, this guy is going to yeet me around like crazy, isn't he? Yep, he is. Yeah, run, please, actually run. I foresee just getting tossed around like a rag by this guy. You know, being a big tanky mage not being a helpful situation in this particular moment kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, I got the stab off. Oh, that was cool. And then almost died for it. You know, for a minion, these guys are kind of wrecking me. Oh, jeez. Okay, I got his minion down. Jeez. Not even fighting him. And he's not even taking me seriously yet. He's still just kind of screwing around with me. Go ahead and clear all these guys out real fast. Oh, we haven't activated the other side of this, so we can't use that to get up faster. Guess we climb the tree. This sounds like a great idea. Fighting a literal creature that embodies wind magic in a tree, where we definitely couldn't fall to our doom. I feel like I'm predicting the future here. Come on, go around, because he is guarding that ladder. And I'm also going to go ahead and activate this, because I get the impression I'm going to fall at some point, like I almost just did. Ah, jeez. Even trying to dodge through that. Somehow managed to dodge both the hurricane and not one of these guys. That was kind of funny. Well, I didn't mean to do that. I was actually trying to jump out there, and then I was doing the grappling hook, and it was going to be really cool, and I was going to be like, oh, yeah, I can just, like, get out of the way and all this stuff, and no, I just jumped to my death. But we did manage to, it gave us the option there to continue the hunt and abandon it, so we're going to continue it, and I do think that he's going to be in a generally the same place that he was a moment ago, which means that we don't have to, like, push him through the rest of the hunt. We just have to push him through to wherever he decides to stop and fight us. I believe that is the case, at least. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me ever. That's a bad idea. So, because we grabbed this shortcut down here, I should be able to get back to him relatively quickly. I always think it's funny that, like, the music doesn't really start up until they start taking you seriously. So I'm having this really slow crawl kind of music happening in the background while having a relatively epic fight with a fucking elemental mage thing. That doesn't look like much fun either. Ah, the wind guy summons a bunch of flyers. Who would have seen that coming? Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Oh, I managed to catch it in time. So yeah, that's something I mentioned whenever we first picked this up, but you can actually catch yourself mid-air on long falls if you know that there might be a grappling point somewhere down there, and you manage to toss out the grappling hook just in time. Well, he actually blocked the entrance there. Toss out the grappling hook just in time. It's not really a timing thing, it's more of like a, you know, spam it and pray kind of thing. I don't know why I keep dodging. Oh, come on. It's a bad idea to be dodging a lot on this build. But it's a habit. I always play dodgy characters. Come on. Let's see if you can... Yes. Okay. Jeez. Just getting tossed around by the wind powers is kind of a lot. We can do this, though. I believe in us. He hasn't defeated us yet. He has yeeted us from the cliff top many, many a times. But we will always return. Oh, he actually moved on. Good! That's exactly what I wanted. Totally. I mean, I'm actually being honest. That is actually exactly what I wanted. I don't know why I was sounding like I'm sarcastic. Because guess what? There is a resupply point right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and resupply before the fight. Yes, that does give him back all of his HP. But it gives me all of my HP back too. And we have not been defeated by one of these guys yet. It's been a pretty close fight. But I refuse to die. Got that grappling hook hit? Yeah. See if I can back off a bit and heal. Nice. Is he not taking me seriously yet? Like, there's no fog gate there to force me into... You're right, he's actually not taking me seriously, I just realized, because even though we have music now, we don't have his name. Oh my god, he is just destroying me in here. Seriously? Well, if you're gonna be a cheesy person, then I'm gonna be a cheesy person too. I actually hit him, and I scared him away. And now he's taking me seriously. The wind-dependent pandemonium. He's a cool design, actually. Despite how much I legitimately hate him, he does have a cool design. It's like a mummy made out of wind and rags. Maybe that's the answer. It's to not dodge. Yeah, but if I don't dodge, then he's going to do that and take advantage of the fact that I'm worried about it. Wow, spam that tornado more, will you? Oh yeah! And I did toss the rock again for my efforts. Seriously, he is literally spamming that attack. Wow! Wow! Did I do something to harm you, to offend you here? I think I managed to get the heal in just before. Yeah, I prefer the sword. Sure, it's messing me up, but like, having these walls slowly move at me is just kind of really annoying. Okay, I am out of healing. But he's also... Ah! Like I was about to say, one hit from freaking death. Okay, yeah. Almost crazy? These are the easy version of the mages. Yeah, there's a harder version later. Okay, we'll talk to him, head back to see what we can make from this, level up a few times, and that's some progress. I'm not sure how to take that name. Take me to and fro, sailing through the sky. The precious, precious winds. What? No, they've calmed. They've forsaken you. No, no. I adore the wind, the air, the whirling embrace of sky. Awesome tornadoes, enticing cyclones, and the gentle breeze on your... Must shed this thick flesh. Take me, take me. I must get higher. Yeah. Okay. None of the mages have seemed fully, let's say, sane. That was fun. They definitely don't seem sane. Seriously. That's kind of embarrassing. Gotta admit. Oh, and we're all the way over here. That's also fantastic. Well, at least we know where we are. Actually, before we head back, I don't know if I can do it yet, but you know what? We'll go ahead and do it in the next episode. I do think that the lady that I was talking about in the first episode, who gives us the Sunlight Bro kind of powers, is somewhere in the desert lands, but I'm not sure exactly where they are. And we would have to kind of go looking, so I think I will save that for the future. So what can you give us? Air abilities. I bet these are going to be like largely, yeah, it's like light armor and dexterity scaling things, but this is a conviction scaling scythe. It has divine glyphs, salvo of air blades, summon a violent cyclone, but it is a class 2 scythe, so we can't use it up outright. That's conviction and strength and dexterity two-hander. That might be something that we can try at some point. Sword and shield is unfortunately pure dexterity, because it's kind of like a shamshir, I think that is. I don't know how to pronounce that properly, but it's like the Arabian style sword. And then there's a channeling rod, stamina regeneration. Double hastening stamina regeneration. Also, maximum rage would also be good. So this might be one of the first times that we look at a boss and be like, we should probably hunt this boss down again. So now that we fought it as a named mage, and potentially even before then, we can actually find it out in the world. Like, the mage will just be wandering around the world, kind of like whenever you go into a zone in Monster Hunter and you have a target in mind, but there are other monsters around there. We should be able to just find him out in the world. I will take a note that this heavy armor, I was just taking a look at it, comparing my stats there in the green column of physical. This heavy armor is actually just better than my heavy armor across the board, so that would be something as well that we could potentially invest in. Is that heavy armor? But first, stamina is how we get our block back. So this was maximum HP, and this is maximum stamina. So instead of maximum HP, we're going to go for stamina regen. So if we had spent all of our stamina, it comes back very fast now. That's very good. We're going to be using this weapon for a little while still. When did we get the Forager Staff? I don't remember picking that up, because I thought we tried every weapon that we picked up. Oh, it's like a sword and staff. That's interesting. Mundane walking... Oh, what does it say? Sorry, I just clicked off of it. Mundane walking staff and weighted steel blade. Oh, okay. So you... During the strong attacks, you use the staff. It's really surprisingly slow. Like, I expected it to be a lot stronger, faster than that. But it is actually a strength scaling weapon, which is kind of interesting. That's a very interesting combinations of weapons there. It's like a... Yeah, I can still block with it too. But it's a completely non-magical weapon. Interesting. I knew that there was sword and staves in the game, but I thought they were a fully magical thing, to be honest. So... Does it not have... Oh, there it goes. Okay. It just has another normal swing as part of its... Just say I'm hitting a heavy attack there, but it actually continues a normal swing entirely of its own volition. I can also be upgrading my armor. The only issue with that is that I wasn't sure if I was going to be keeping this armor long term, so I wasn't sure if I was going to spend. And as you can tell, I don't really have that much Ashpire yet to level things up, so I'm going to have to be a little stingy with it. And it does look like I, again, don't even have enough to upgrade my weapon again, so which is the higher priority for me. I'd rather do damage than necessarily have a lot of tankiness. My armor itself already gives me a bunch of tankiness. So we can go ahead and level up a bunch of times. And because, again, we're not 100% sure what we're going to do, we're going to kind of just, anywhere I can see some strength, we're going to drop strength. Here I can see some endurance, which affects my equip load, and we'll grab that, because I do plan on wearing heavy armor for a long time. We'll just grab a bunch of basic statistics for this time. Bring our strength up, which does, in fact, increase our damage, so that helps. Need to remember to unequip that. Oh, there's a crossbow. Because of the scaling, it actually does less damage, but I bet it probably... Oh, you know what? We should check to see if we can upgrade our throwing axes. See how expensive that is, because we do use those quite often. Oh, they're pretty cheap, so we're going to upgrade them once. And then, before we end the episode, since I have you here anyways, we're going to check the item that we picked up. Voltea ore. A chemical formula for phlogiston. Yes. So I remember phlogiston from this game. Phlogiston is something we care about quite a bit. So we are going to put that on our bar right away. Get rid of all of this stuff that we don't care about. And we're going to put it right next to our flask there. So this will actually, so since this is gotten from her, this will actually upgrade these 4 items here. So this is my ammo, right? But the rest of these will upgrade and replenish themselves. Not upgrade, sorry. I keep saying the word upgrade. They'll replenish themselves whenever I set it afire. So now that I have more ammo. So the phlogiston here is basically like a giant firebomb. It's a really nice giant firebomb. And as long as we have Voltea ore in our inventory, which we should be able to find at a relatively common rate, anytime we rest at a campfire, we will actually get these back. Our character will automatically craft them. We also have these in town here that we can activate now. This just kind of gives us a way to move across town a little bit faster. And there's also a hidden item. Well, I say hidden, but it's kind of obvious item right here. It's a beloved idol and a blue heart token. I think the beloved idol is one of these things, right? Yeah. So it just has some defense and stuff like that. But the blue heart token, I'm not sure what that is. Oh, okay, so it's for the Blue Heart Runners. It gives me 3 of the tokens for them. That's one of the factions. Factions in this game work the same way that the factions work in like Dark Souls 1 or 2, where they're groups that you can join that determine how you do the PvP mechanic. Also, I forgot to open that door whenever I went through the other side. But what you saw me doing here as well was all of these things for these... ingredients can upgrade. We found that rose at the top of the tree there, and it allowed us to upgrade that thing. That's interesting. She made phlogiston for me. Oh, I think she just refilled it for me because I was missing some. We also have this merchant here. Why do the gods allow this? What twisted game culminates in a weary traveler fleeing the reanimated corpses of his former family? I almost forgot to mention, I am skilled in purging mystical artifacts of their powers. As it happens, the power in these artifacts come from great memories, and when I draw them out, I leave you with a fine, powdery substance, the lights of which can prove useful. What can I help you with? So whenever you purge artifacts, you use all the ones that you're not taking advantage of. I have a legendary one. Where did that come from? Maybe it came from the guy and I didn't even notice. See, it's legendary and level 3, but it actually gives me less melee damage. But it gives me melee reach and damage versus Inquisitors, so that would be versus PvP. But I do like the reach, because it means that despite what my thing looks like there, I will actually hit things a little bit longer than my sword is. So what he can do is he can burge, and the thing that he burges for down at the bottom there is we can combine. Oh, no, bolster. There we go. So I can take like. I can't bolster the legendary one? Interesting. I can bolster that legendary one. But you can take them and you can level them up, basically. You can also split some Pyre Stone, which takes higher level stuff down to lower level. And he also has a shop, but he only sells some basic stuff. We'll mess with that more later. I'm not sure. Again, this system I've never really interacted with too much. I'm sure you can get a lot of benefit out of it if you really kind of do a deep dive. But it's kind of just a lot of randomness to it. Not a lot of things that you can really predetermine. But this has been Soul and Sacrifice. I hope you've been enjoying the series. And if you have, please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, all the usual jazz. I've been Arima. Hope you all have a good night. Thanks for coming.